song, I don't like the drugs, but the drugs like me. Well, I think he's lying. Because if you like drugs, you fucking like drugs. I loved drugs. Drugs were my favorite thing in the world. Drugs were my job and my hobby from the age of 12 years old until 34, something like that, 34, 35. They were my hobby. That's all I thought about all day, every day of my life. That's it. I knew how to do drugs in so many different ways. I knew the names of like every friggin' drug out there. I was a walking encyclopedia of pharmaceuticals and hallucinogenic drugs and all that. I loved the drugs, and the drugs loved me. The problem is, the drugs destroyed my fucking life. They destroyed my life. They destroyed my first marriage, estranged me from my 2 sons. We're still estranged. We talk now, but it's weird. I love you, Winter. I love you, Ocean. If you check this out. Riley, my daughter, from my second wife, I put my poor second wife through absolute hell. Absolute hell. When we first got together, I was pretty sober, you know. I was living in a halfway house when I met her. She, poor thing, was 17. Beautiful, beautiful girl. I was 23. And I was living in a halfway house in Bath. I was only doing bikes and smoking a little weed and drinking a pint on the weekend. You know, I was pretty sober. Sorry for the shaky, I'm driving. Sorry for the shakiness. That's how I was towards the end of my drinking every morning. Shaky, just like this fucking camera. But I'm not going to go into on this one about all the crap that I did to my last wife. Maybe we'll get into that some other time. But back to, I loved the drugs. I friggin' still love drugs. I'm not gonna lie. I'm 6.5 years sober, and I love drugs. But they ruined my life. Everything that I had, I lost. I lost trust. I lost the faith of everybody. I lost jobs. I lost the ability to keep a job. I lost my children. I lost my daughter. I lost a house. I lost an entire house get repossessed from me. Cars get repossessed from me. I took out credit cards and just maxed them out on cash so I could get drugs. I destroyed my credit. I destroyed my liver. I got hepatitis C from shooting up with a needle that I knew was dirty. I knew the friggin' needle was dirty, but I needed that hit, and I wasn't going to waste that fucking hit of methadone. Hold on, my buddy Norm's behind me. Fuck you, buddy. I hope you can see that. But yeah, if you get sober and you say, oh, I hate drugs, and you did drugs for a long time, you're fucking lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself. You love drugs. You loved drugs. You just need to get sober because you don't like what the drugs do to you. You don't like ruining your life and not having a life anymore. I got sick of, I got sick and tired. I hate the sayings. I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. It got old. I got sick of drinking in the morning and throwing it back up just so that I could ingest the next drink and not throw it up. I get sick of being dope sick all the time, having to constantly have pills, having to constantly chase everything, smoking coke and selling everything that I owned and everything that my ex-wife owned and everything that you owned. If I knew you, I was selling your shit. And I'm sorry if I did, but that's what it is. I couldn't do it anymore. So one day, my sister came back from rehab at Limestone, Maine, and she was scared to go to AA by herself. And I said, hey, I'll go with you. I wanted to support my sister getting sober. And in the back of my head, me saying, I'll go with you to support you, I was thinking maybe I'll catch something, maybe I'll catch some sobriety. Maybe I'll catch a little bit of that. And I did. I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I went to AA, and I met some people. And I went to support my sister. And I went for myself. And slowly over time, I healed a little bit. My brain healed enough so that I could think straight. And I could think properly. And I could think about getting sober more. And slowly over time, my obsession for drugs has dissipated. For the first few years, almost every conversation I had sober, almost every conversation I had was about drugs. Drugs would pop up in every conversation. 6 years later, that doesn't happen anymore. It still happens sometimes because they're ingrained in my mind and my soul and my body and ingrained in my every part of my being. But slowly they're getting out of there. And my life is awesome. Getting sober was one of the best things I ever did. It's been hard. It's been a rough road. A lot of AA, a lot of contemplating, a lot of soul searching. I got into a program that really helped me. AA doesn't work for everybody. Maybe someday I'll talk more about my AA habits, which are different from most. Being an atheist in AA and all that. It's harder. It's definitely harder, but it's doable. 6.5 years sober. Happier than I've ever been in my entire life. I realized that I never knew what happiness was. I had never been happy before until I got sober, and I could actually feel happiness and feel emotions. And that's a lot longer video than I wanted to post. I may not even post it, but I probably will. Peace.